Merkel Media.
He put it in park, threw open the driver's door, ran out the side of the car, across the front of it, and jumped right off the side of the bridge in front of me.
The only people that really pulled over were truckers.
He said, we're going to Hodge, and he didn't slow down. He went across the median onto the oncoming traffic, but where they could see him coming, they just got out of the way.
I noticed this plane was really low. It went right in front of us, hit the fence, and it spun around. 30 seconds more, he could have hit us.
But I went around that truck, and a guy stepped out from behind the truck and threw a piece of wood, and it shot through my window just like a spear and stuck in the back of the cab of my truck.
That's probably one of the stranger things.
Well, Holy Moses, welcome to Hammer Lane Legends. I am Brian. I think, what's the name of the show?
I thought maybe you had to remember what your name was.
No,
I'm a Brian. Which one is it?
Which one am I? Welcome to Hammer Lane Legends. Yep, you got that right. This is Brian Merkel.
Brian, Chipper, Mike J.
Oh, Shipper, you're so happy to be here. I can tell. You have an optical rectomatitis or whatever you call that thing?
Rectomatitis. Got a brown eye.
My dad used to call it
optical rectomitis.
My dad used to say he's got a problem. He's got locusts. I'm like, what's locusts? And he said, everything I eat turns to poop. But he's an old man, and he's dead now. So don't make fun of my dad. Anyway, back to the show. If you have a crazy and wild story you would like to share with us on the road, or if you'd like a grumpy coffee cup, have your kid buy one for you while he's at Disney. If you have a crazy and wild story you'd like to share with us on the road, or you just like to have a conversation with us about your experiences on the road as a truck driver, as an Uber driver, as a Lyft driver, as an EMT, as a fire truck driver. I guess that's what they call them, chauffeur.
I could drive a fire truck or...
Maybe you're a chauffeur. That'd be a cool conversation to have, wouldn't it? I bet they've seen a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I bet they have. Some of the stuff we probably can't repeat on YouTube.
Probably. Go ahead and contact us at hammerlanelegends@gmail.com. That's hammerlanelegends@gmail.com. All that being said, today we're talking to Aaron. Aaron, how are you doing?
Oh,
I'm doing very well. How about you guys?
We're doing okay.
That looks like rain.
Yeah.
Yep, it looks like rain.
We can hear it.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured the best place to do this would be in the car because the house is just full of people right now. So
yeah. We're good.
Enjoy.
Yeah, it's been a long night. I had to work last night, and it's just been one of those days.
Yeah. What are you driving for? Or who? Or
Well, I don't really want to say the name of the company because I don't want to, I don't want to take the chance of.
Nope, you're good.
And you're probably going to talk about it too. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm on a dedicated account for a major retailer hauling groceries. I'm a third-party contractor.
I got you.
Yep. And
yes.
And before
20 seconds in, I got it.
Yep.
We won't say anything.
Well, we won't, but I got it.
Well, when I was first on the show, the first time I was on the show, I was working for a different company. Unfortunately, that company went under, so I had to find something else rather quickly. So I went back to driving for a regional company I was working for beforehand, and then that's when I found this local job driving on this dedicated account. I don't know if I'd really call it local. It's more like a semi-local job because there are times when I'll take a load that I have to sleep out in the truck. But, that happens maybe once a week. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Mm. Right. Exactly. Especially now that we have our daughter, it's it's definitely changed my mentality a lot. Being a father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local's
Well, more-
always better when you're a family man.
It
That
is.
you more responsibility, more shit hanging over your head.
Oh, yeah.
To say.
Well,
That's the only way. Short,
and it's
sweet, right to
crazy
the
to
point.
think about
Uh-huh.
that my daughter will be a year next month. I mean,
Wow.
next week, actually.
No kidding.
Next week. And
That's freaking awesome, dude.
it is. And funny thing is, she was born the week before I started with the company that I'm with now.
Uh-huh.
And when I went in for the interview, I told them, look, my wife is 9 months pregnant. This baby's going to be coming at pretty much any point now. So, I kind of need to stay local. And the guy who interviewed me said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep you we're not going to run you more than 100 miles away from home. He says you'll be able to come home every day. He says if you need to, we'll make sure you get home for your daughter. And it just so happened that my first night at work, because I switched over to driving nights, which that's another story in itself.
It's fun, isn't it?
We've all done
I
it.
love it.
Do you?
To tell
You
you the
really
truth,
love
I
it?
love it. It's so much. It can be so much better than days.
Especially traffic-wise. I mean, holy Moses, yeah.
Yeah. The mouse isn't open 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all got to go home eventually.
Yeah.
Well, some of them don't go home, but it's one of those things that this is just one of those jobs I think I was just meant to have. I was meant to be in, because my first night at work was supposed to be on a Tuesday night at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
My wife had a doctor's appointment with the OB that Tuesday morning, and I had a doctor's appointment with my sleep apnea doctor as well. So the way our doctor's office is set up is my doctor's right above hers, so right on the second floor above her doctor. So I went to mine. I came down, and I remember when we were leaving the house, I had we had our mother-in-law with us, or my wife's mom, and we had the hospital bag sitting in the living room, and I said, do you think we need to take that with us? My wife says, nah, it's not like I'm having this baby today. We'll be all right.
Oh, famous last words, isn't it?
So we go to the doctor. I go up to my CPAP doctor, get everything checked out for work. He says, yep, you're good. All right, awesome. I go down to the floor where she's at, and she's in the room with the little heart monitor on her stomach, like they do in every checkup. And the doctor comes in and says, okay, here's what I want you to do. The baby's heart rate wasn't reading right on the monitor, so we're going to go ahead and send you to the hospital to, just kind of make sure everything's all right. This is normal. This happens every once in a while. We just want to make sure everything's good. Okay, no problem. So we load up in the van. We go down to the hospital. We get there. Within 10 minutes, they put her on the monitor, and now the baby's heart rate is high. So, all right. Doctor comes in and says, well, guess what, Miss Jackson? You are having this baby today. Oh, you're being induced. You're being induced. Oh. And I looked at my wife and said, well, so much for the hospital bag, huh?
Wow.
So I remember I called my boss. I called the safety manager who interviewed me and told him, hey, you remember how I told you that my wife could go into labor at any time? Yeah. I said, well, guess what?
Guess what time it is?
Anytime has arrived.
And he told me, he says, all right. He says, all right. He says, okay, Aaron, don't worry about it. He says, it's all good. We got everything covered here. He says, give me a call once the baby's born. You know, if you want to come in tomorrow night, maybe we can get you. We'll try to get you in tomorrow night. You know, which I wanted to go to work. So, long story short, labor ended up being 16 hours.
Oh, jeez.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Women do
Which,
it.
Nope.
unfortunately, by the end of that, we ended up having to have the baby by not emergency cesarean, but urgent cesarean.
Wow.
Which, I know, which you're asking the same thing. What's the difference? Which the doctor told me, the doctor was telling me what we have to do is, it's not an emergency C-section. It's an urgent one, meaning the baby, we got to get that baby out soon. She's not having complications anymore, but she's not tolerating labor anymore.
Wow.
You're not dilated past 4 centimeters. We have to get this baby out of here. Okay. Let me just tell you.
Off ramp.
Looking for an off ramp, all right.
Baby is inside. Yep. I'm looking for an out here. Any exit will do at this point.
Where's the exit? I think I passed it.
And you know what? Let me just say, my wife has never looked more beautiful than when she was in labor trying to give birth to our daughter. I mean, I know it was a very long and hard process, but childbirth is the most beautiful thing you'll ever witness.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. Once they hose off the ride.
as long as you stay north of the border.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of them down on the border are trying to get, north of the border.
You want to clean that up first, then bring it up here.
And see, here's the when you go in for a C-section, they take the mother in, they prep her, and the father's left outside the operating room door, standing there,
sure,
watching the doctors go in. He's in his little suit and gown. It's the longest 20 minutes of your life.
Oh yeah,
that's what you paid him for.
I believe it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's only one doctor in here. I'm paying the money. Get another one in here.
And, I see him wheeling stuff in and out on the cart and stuff. And, of course, being a first-time father, never going through this is all just going through my head of, okay, what's going on? And
right.
You would think that...
everything. We don't want to leave any extra parts in.
Don't want to take any extra ones out either.
True that.
And you would think that for something like that, they would have like a nurse or somebody stand there, kind of explain to you what's going on, make you feel a little bit better, or at least let somebody stand there next to you and kind of talk to you.
Yeah, just keep you calm. Just maybe distract you a little bit, so you're not so worried about what's going on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so finally, what seemed like the longest 20 minutes of my life comes. I go into the room, and I'll never forget the first time that I heard her cry.
Yeah.
The first words out of my wife's mouth after she heard the baby cry was, "Is it a girl?" We knew what it was, but she's like, "It's a girl, right?" Yes, she's a girl.
It's still a girl.
It's a human girl. Yes, ma'am.
She was born on August 7th at 6:00 in the morning.
Wow.
She was 7 pounds 11 ounces.
Pretty good sized baby.
Hence the reason for the C-section.
Yeah.
If you're following along.
I'm following. I'm following the bouncing ball.
Yeah.
She needed
4 to 7.
She needed a bigger
exit
ratio.
Yeah, no.
She needed a bigger exit than what was available.
Yeah, not happening.
And you know what? Now my daughter is almost 20 pounds, and I forgot how long she is. She's crawling around everywhere. She's just wreaking all sorts of havoc.
Isn't that cool?
It is.
It
really is.
Yeah.
Only another 20 years more of that.
Yeah. Well, they stopped crawling around. Well,
not when it hit
21, they're back crawling again.
And you know, being a parent, even as just being a parent for the little time that I have been a parent, it's one of the best things that I've ever done, that I've ever had.
That is awesome.
You know, unfortunately, the last time we spoke, you know, we were in the process of buying a home and everything, and
right.
You know, things don't always go as planned.
100%.
Most of the time, they do not.
That's correct.
And when I lost my job was probably at one of the most inconvenient times you can lose employment.
Mm-hmm.
We were 2 weeks away from signing on the house, from closing on our house, and my wife looked at me after this happened and said, "You know what? I don't even want the house anymore." Just all the struggles we had to go through with trying to make sure everything was in line to where we could get the house, it just got to a point to where we agreed that it would be a sore point in our marriage if we would have bought that house.
Yeah.
So we ended up backing out of the house with getting our money back from the deposit, thankfully, and moving back in with her mom and dad.
Okay.
And that turned out to be probably the greatest blessing that we've ever had. You know, because her mom's here to help us with the baby, and with me being gone at night, it takes a load off my wife's mind and mine, and definitely mine. It definitely does. And honestly, I don't think I would have it any other way.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
You know, okay, now on to the job.
Okay.
When we were, so after my daughter was born, mind you, I'd been up for probably about 24 hours at this point. I'm tired. I called my boss to let him know, hey, is there any way that maybe I could take off tonight, start tomorrow? And he looked at me, he says, you know what, Aaron, here's what I'm going to do. He says, I want you to take the entire week off. He says, I'm gonna pay you to take the entire week off, and I want you to stay home with your wife and daughter.
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
That was nice.
Just starting like that? That's very nice.
That was very nice. That's great.
And I remember when I started, when the first thing he said to me when I came in that next week on Monday afternoon, really, first thing he asked me is, how's mom, how's the baby? They're good, you know, she's getting big already, and we're getting the hang of being parents. And he says, perfect. And every time I see him to this day, he still asks me that, even a year and a half later.
That is cool.
That's nice.
That is really nice. That's a good boss, dude.
Yeah.
It is. He is. I couldn't ask for a better safety supervisor, that's for sure.
Great. That is really great.
Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with what a slip seat account is.
Yeah.
Basically, slip seating means you're driving a different truck every day. You don't use the same tractor. You know, and with the job that I have, that's what we are mainly, is slip seat. So you got multiple drivers driving multiple different trucks. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you.
You can keep talking. I'm just taking care of some technical things before something doesn't happen.
Oh.
You're doing.
In other words, you didn't plug the camera in to charge it.
That's what I was. That's what you keep talking, and I'll be popping in and out.
Okay. Now,
like a baby.
The thing about slip seating is a lot of people don't like it. I don't blame them.
I wouldn't like it. I like using the same truck every day. You know, all the weirdness about that particular truck. Every truck has its own personality.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I don't think he's talking about the truck's personality. I think he's talking about the personalities that are driving the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I know. I can see where it is, but I can see what he's shucking here.
Yep. Well, you know, and you know that's why I have a phrase that I use. It's called the joy of slip seating. Because with slip seating, you go through so many different trucks, and 95% of the time, most people don't tend to take care of that equipment because it's not theirs. They could care less. They're only in it for a day. What do they care?
Oh boy, I heard that.
Need a tetanus shot to climb in some of the trucks.
Sometimes.
Oh, do I have stories for you? Things you find, things you smell.
It's scary, isn't it? Are other human beings driving this thing? Are these humans?
Or did a homeless fellow live in it for a year?
Right,
You know?
yes.
Well, so if you really want to test the integrity of a truck and how well a truck is built, put it on a slip seat account.
Good luck.
See how it holds up.
Yeah, because we have now the trucks that we have a mix of trucks in our fleet. We have day cabs, we have sleeper cabs, which are the ones with the bed, with the bunks and stuff in the back of them.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 4 different types of trucks on our fleet. We got not Peterbilt, Kenworth, Volvo, International, and what was the other one I was thinking of?
Freightliner, maybe?
Yep, Freightliner, that's it.
Popular.
Freightliner.
Yep. It's a very popular.
I don't know how I forgot Freightliner, but Freightliner. And so far, I'd have to say all of them tend to fall apart fairly easily. I don't know if it's just our driver, if some of our drivers, or just what it is, but
Well, when you build a truck out of Tupperware plastic, you know, that's
Tupperware.
They fall apart real quick.
yeah. Yep, that's true. And, you know, I know you guys at Pitt, Ohio, you run Mac, right?
Mostly,
Yeah, mostly. We have freight shakers. We had Peterbilts. We dumped them. We have internationals.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Whenever they get here.
Yep, whenever that happens, it's
The new. You talking about the new Volvos?
Yeah. The
we're not getting.
We have a few of those.
They're just getting like one or two.
The Pioneers are considered Volvo.
We have all right, but they're still making the Anthem.
Yeah, they're still making the Anthem. Relax, Buttercup.
I want an Anthem. I like my Anthem.
All right, Randy. Step back a little bit.
We are the champions. That's my anthem.
And you know, when I was driving for Carol Fulmer as a regional driver, I had a Mac Anthem. I liked it. It didn't have a lot of room, but it was all right.
Just got to break the seat and push it back a little farther.
Straight. Damn straight.
Unless you're short.
Take a vice grip.
Yeah, you probably have all the room you need there.
Yeah. I do.
Oh man, that first time after my knee hit it for the 40th time, the steering column, I was like, I got to do something here.
Yeah. Oh man, and I remember, and you know, being a slip seat driver, you got to pretty much get versed in all the trucks that you're driving. But it doesn't matter because every truck has its own personality.
And that's the truth.
And you know, the thing about slip seating, it's like a new adventure every time you get into the truck because now you get to figure out what's wrong with this one.
Yeah. Let's see what doesn't work in this one.
Or maybe let's see what does. It might be easier just to record what's working. You know.
Or let's see what's broke on it that wasn't broke before.
There you go. And who wrote that up? Did anybody write anything up? Has it been written up? You know, it's amazing the stuff that these guys will just drive and say, "Oh yeah, go, yeah."
I can't tell you how many times I've come in the middle of the night to take a 900-mile load and have to switch trucks 2-3 different times because the truck that I had something wasn't right.
Wow, that is crazy.
The inverter didn't work. The fridge didn't work. There was no bed in that truck.
Yeah, if you're going on a 900-mile, you ain't a one-day trip.
A sleeper without a sleeper berth.
Right. Well, you got the berth. You just don't got no bed.
Well, and you know, and with me having to sleep with a CPAP, I have to have I have to have a working inverter.
Right.
If I don't have a power inverter that works, I'm not going to sleep. And that's not that's not a good night for me.
Nope.
You don't get the blow. You don't get.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you take that thing off when you're done in the morning to
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know,
it wakes my wife. What the hell are you doing over there? I'm running the air compressor. Don't worry about it.
Just trying to breathe.
well, and, and believe it or not, my wife is the only person in our household that doesn't use a CPAP.
Wow.
Both her parents have OSA. I have OSA. I mean, obviously, other than my daughter, she's the only one that doesn't.
I was just gonna say, I think the daughter's probably not on CPAP yet.
No, not yet, and I hope she never has to be.
Oh, amen, brother.
I hope she never has to be because, honestly, I mean, I'm thankful I have it, but it sucks.
It is a pain.
I mean, technically it blows, but, it's a pain. It's a pain to pack it up. It's a pain when you got to pack it up and bring it with you. You got to carry a bottle of water around, and nope, it's got to be distilled. Mm-hmm. And and the thing about having a CPAP is your medical card's only good for 1 year.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to that already.
Yep.
You got anything wrong with you, it's only good for 1 year.
Yep.
Or 3 months if they don't like the way the report looks.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Ain't that the truth?
Your number.
The last time I had my card renewed when I switched over to the company I'm at, they only gave me a 3-month card because they didn't like the way my CPAP report looked.
Wow. Well, did they say what they didn't like? What was wrong with it?
They said I wasn't using it enough.
What was your percentage?
Okay. Huh?
What was your percentage?
70. They wanted to see more than 70% usage. 70%. That's what I say.
Doesn't matter what you want to see. The DOT requires 70. That's what it is. Voila. I'm using it 70%. But anyway.
Anyways, so, with slip seating, it's definitely a different beast.
Yeah.
I miss having my own truck because I like knowing where everything is. I like not having to wipe it down with Lysol wipes and fill 2 trash bags full of garbage.
Right.
That other drivers leave behind.
It is crazy. It makes you wonder how guys can do that, knowing that somebody else is going to be getting in.
Well, they just know that it could be me tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be somebody else's problem.
Yeah, but just take your crap with you when you go. I mean, that's
This isn't my BLT sandwich.
I kid you not, I found half a rotisserie chicken in one of the door pockets of the trucks.
In a door pocket.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wonder how long that was there.
Kenny Rogers roaster chickens.
I mean, it didn't stink, so it couldn't have been there that long, but just still. Yeah.
Center caps were all missing out of them.
Right.
There were ants crawling out of the center cap, and I walked into the dispatcher. I said, "I can't drive that truck." I mean, I'm a little of a neat freak when it comes to equipment. I'm not going to have bugs crawling around in my truck because of how disgusting the food that people must have been eating over and falling into that center cap.
Right.
Ants were just all over the dashboard.
You gotta give the ants credit. It took them a while to get up that far.
Yeah, they were working. They worked for that.
They were traveling ants.
Yeah. They were
well, and all of our sleeper trucks are supposed to be equipped with refrigerators and inverters. I'm scared to open the refrigerators and half of them.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
Get a
keep that
stick from
closed.
out in the yard to pull
I'm
from way
only
back
in it
here.
I'm only in it for one night. Yeah, you good. I
Yeah.
don't need anything cold.
Yeah, no, I'll just bring my cooler. I'm okay. I'll be all right. And you know, the places we deliver to stores. We don't deliver to a big warehouse. These are actual stores. So we get into some pretty tight spots with these trucks. So you know,
those trucks are Piggly Wiggly approved.
yeah, sure.
Piggly Wiggly. That's something we just don't have up north here.
No.
I've heard of them. I don't think I've ever seen one.
I have.
Winn-Dixies.
Yeah.
I've seen Food Lions
Tennessee.
and Harris Teeters and stuff down south. You know,
Yeah, Food Lion I've seen.
We have a lot of down here. It's Publix. We got Publix everywhere.
Is Kroger's down there too?
We have the delivery service, but I've never seen a Kroger's grocery store down here.
I was curious. Like, I don't know where exactly they're at, but they're supposed to be like this big chain of grocery stores, but I don't know where.
Publix apparently has good fried chicken. That's all I know about that.
They do. They have really good fried chicken.
I know when we used to go down for the race, we used to hit the Publix at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning and get hoagies.
Not anymore. You don't. Nobody's. I wonder. Are they open 24 hours a day down
Publix
there?
used to be open.
No.
24 hours.
But so did Redner's and Walmart. So that's why I was curious.
Publix down here closes at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but they're open early in the morning though.
Yeah, sick.
I think they open at 7.
Oh, really?
That's what time Weiss and
I
Hamburg.
think it's 7. I don't.
Hey, COVID put the nail in the coffin of everybody being open
Yeah.
24
Like,
hours.
what? No, I can't figure that out. Is it just that they can't get people to work?
Yeah,
or
they can't
is
get
that
people
what
to
it
work
is?
regular hours, let alone overnight.
I mean, I did not. Whatever. We're not going to go down that road. So I'll reel that one back in. Sorry about that, Aaron. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. You're fine. And you know, a lot of what I do is, again, it's overnight driving.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll come in. I can come in at 6 at night. I can come in. Usually what I try to do is I try to stay in the time slot at 2 a.m. I'll come to work. I'll get off at like 2 p.m. or whatever. I like that time slot.
Yeah, that works for you. That's good.
It works perfect for me. Sometimes I got to come in at midnight. Sometimes I come in at 10 p.m. It just really all depends.
Mm-hmm.
I never have a set schedule.
I was going to ask, do you have are there certain stores that you do, or like Monday you do this, Tuesday you do that, Wednesday, is your week like that, or is it just very random? Like my
week, every day, my week is a surprise.
That's exciting.
The way it works is
it is an adventure.
The way it works is I run a Sunday night through Thursday night schedule.
Okay.
So I'll get a call tomorrow night. I'll get a call from the planner. Hey, what time do you want to start tonight? This is what I have. Okay.
We haven't had
I can
a long time.
And I can pretty much pick. I have a selection of what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Not all the time. Sometimes I'll just give them a time. They'll be like, "Okay, come in. You're going to do this, this, and this." All right. So, the only thing that's pretty much guaranteed on Sunday nights and the Monday nights is I'm going to be sleeping out on the truck, which is fine. I don't mind doing that to start my week.
Right. Get it out of the way.
And then sometimes what I'll do is Wednesday nights into Thursday nights, I'll take another load out of state to where I'm sleeping in the truck again. But that way, when I come back in Thursday night, which is like 2 o'clock on Friday morning, I'm going home.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm done till Sunday night. Unless my boss bribes me to work the next night.
That's going to have to be a big bribe for me. The company's not going to pay that. So
I don't think they got
no
enough.
Sometimes it is a big enough bribe to make me work. But sometimes it's not. But most of the time it's, nah, I don't want to work.
I heard that.
But usually by the time I come to the end of my week, I don't have time to work another night.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's always an issue too. You want to take a weekend run? Nope. Can't do it. Not unless you don't want me to come back to work on Monday or Sunday, whenever.
Yep.
And and that's the thing is that running on a dedicated account, I'm not sure if it's that way with all dedicated accounts, but if you want to make money, make actual good money on the account, you have to keep the door closed. You have to keep running. And that's one of the perks of being on a dedicated compared to just being OTR is you have constant freight. You're hauling the same freight all the time for the same customer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to the same places
You can work
every
out a
time.
routine for yourself.
Pretty much.
Quick.
And once you've been there a while and you start to learn the stores, it really becomes easy. You know, because for a while there, when I would come in on Sunday nights, I would always go up to North Charleston and deliver a store in North Charleston. And on my way back down, I'd stop at a place in Savannah, pick up a load of meat, and bring it back to our DC in Cocoa. You know, up in Cocoa, Florida, Cocoa Beach. That for a while there. That was my dedicated Sunday run. Do I miss it? Not really. I did it for a while. I got burnt out on doing it, so I'm like, yeah, I need something a little bit different.
Does it pay pretty good?
It pays. The pay's decent. You know, I'm bringing home. If you actually run and really run hard,
mm-hmm.
you can bring home about $70,000 a year.
You get paid by the stop, or is it by a mile, or hourly, or a combination?
So it's a combination. The way it works is I get paid by the load, the mile, and the stop. So I get paid a set amount for the load. Depending on where you're going, it's different prices for different miles. I get 11 cents per mile, and then I get $10 per stop. So, you know, again, it's good money. It can be really good money. I mean, if I can bring home a paycheck that's over $1,000 a week, I'm happy. You know, during the slow season, it don't always work that way, but that's okay. That's why you build yourself up during the busy season.
Right. Is there a slow season with groceries?
There is.
Curious. I was just curious about that because it's one of those things that people buy. They go shopping every week, and I was curious how that worked out as far as slow and busy season. I know the holidays would be more busy. You get any holiday, whether it's the 4th of July,
Christmas, Thanksgiving. Yeah. We do have a slow season, which is usually after the 4th of July until about, I'd say, the end of October is when we're a little bit slower. So I'm not running as hard. So I'm home more often. I get the opportunity to take extra nights off if I want to, and it really works out. So basically, I get most of the summer at home.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Being you're geographically in the Florida region, that slow season is basically due to the fact that the snowbirds didn't migrate south for the winter yet.
Yep, pretty much.
I wouldn't have even thought of that. Look at that shipper
pretty
with
smart, ain't I? Huh?
Look at the big brain on shipper, figuring shit out.
Yeah.
And
you're welcome.
Look at how proud of himself he is. He's like, yeah, I figured something out.
He gets one thought.
That's my thought for the day.
One more in line haul, though.
Boy, ain't that the truth.
I gotta go lay down now. I had me a thought.
It's been a rough morning.
Right. And, working for the company I work for, a lot of our equipment, we have a lot of newer equipment, but we do have some equipment that's a few years older.
Mm-hmm.
We're constantly switching trucks out. We're constantly getting new cycling trucks out for newer trucks, and which brings me to one of my stories of my longest trip. This was a trip where I remember it was a Friday. I had worked. It was a Thursday actually. I had worked that day. It was a long day, so I'm tired, right?
Mm-hmm.
I come back. My boss asked me. He says, "You want to make an extra $500?" That depends. What do you want? He says, "I need you to come in at 5:30 in the morning. You're going to go to Greer, South Carolina. You and another driver are going to take 2 trucks up, and you're going to ride back in the truck with him. Okay, so I'm dropping a truck off. Yep. I said, wouldn't it make... I said, I said, question, wouldn't it make more sense for me for me to drive that truck up there, and then you put me on a plane or get me a rental car and I drive myself back? He says, no. He says, and this was during when I had like first started, when we were still in the slow season.
Mm-hmm.
He says it would, but I'm trying to make sure you guys get your miles. Oh, well, all right, fair enough. So we went, and we're just gonna call this driver Chet. We'll just say his name is Chet, right?
Yeah.
So we go. So I come in the next morning. They told me be there at 5 a.m. Chet, you and Chet are gonna go pick up this truck out of our sister DC over in Winter Haven. Okay. You know, because the truck I was taking up had been a truck that had been in an accident and had body damage on it, so we needed to take it to a shop to one of our terminals up in South Carolina. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked my boss, I said, so this truck's drivable, right? Oh, yeah. It's just got a big old dent in the side.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, the cab is off the frame.
You know that missing fairing?
Right.
It was missing a fairing, the fairing, the side of the cab was kind of dented in, but it was operable, it was drivable, it was legal.
Kind of looks sideways going up the road,
Yeah,
but hey,
right, you know.
She was a jackknifer.
I asked him, I said, okay, so when we get up to this terminal, these are both sleeper trucks that we had. I said, you're going to get me a hotel, right? He says, no, you could sleep in the truck. I said, no. I said, it's going to be like 20 degrees. I'm not sleeping in the truck. I would like a hotel. He says, all right, we'll get you a hotel. Okay. So we get up to this. So anyways, it had been a long day getting up there because we had left so late in the morning. That I-4 is such a wonderful road.
We have some of those around here.
No,
I-4 is special.
I-4 is really special.
Oh, this sounds like everybody's been on that road except for this guy.
That's the road that goes to Disney.
The road that goes to the most wonderful place on earth.
I've never been to
It goes to Disney. It goes to Daytona Beach.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And where Winter Haven is, you have to go straight up I-4.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like Cocoa where you could just shoot straight up 95, go over to cross over 275 in Jacksonville and follow 95 all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Back up. No. So I was told to be there at 5 a.m. I came in at 4. That way I could grab another truck that we were going to take with us, that the other driver was going to drive. I wanted to pick a nice truck. My boss gave us the oldest International in the fleet.
Wow.
He said, you're going to drive this. We need to put miles on it. Okay.
You mean I need to put miles on this? There's no we involved here, boss. It's not we. You're
Since
not going.
when you going with?
And I heard him tell Chet, you need to be here at such and such time. Right? Chet didn't show up till 6:30 in the morning.
Hey, how about that?
You're already there 2.5 hours at that point.
So now, thankfully, I hadn't started my clock yet, so I had a fresh clock because I was going to have him drive to where we had to get the other truck, and then I was going to hop in the other truck. We were going to go. We don't have a load on us. We're bobtail, so we're driving up there with just the trucks, right? The longest 1,000-mile trip of my life. We left at 6 a.m. Friday morning. I didn't get home until 9 p.m. Saturday night.
Jesus.
Wow.
And
I'm guessing there were some problems.
What'd you do? Go up by way of Kansas?
You walk.
Now you would think Greer is 500 miles away, so it's about 12 hours. Give or take some time, give or take your stops, and
Yeah.
we get up to this place. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm exhausted. I don't have any more drive time left. My clock's burnt out, so I have to stop. I go to the hotel that they had supposedly booked our reservation at. They had given our room away because we didn't show up early enough.
Wow.
You're kidding.
There's a sofa over here in the lobby.
I said, all right. So then I decided, all right, well, let me look on my phone. I found a nice Hampton and up the road. I said, all right, I'm going there. Called my wife. I said, I'm going to use my credit card. This is where I'm going. She says, I thought they were paying for a room. I said, I'll explain it later.
Obviously, Tom Odette didn't leave the light on
did
for
not.
him.
Well, he did for somebody else.
Well, funny you should say that because it was actually a Motel 6 we were supposed to stay at.
They want you to sleep cheap. Not me, brother. Hampton, it's Hilton or nothing.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what I said. And, the guy that I went up there with, he's a nice guy. Don't get me wrong, cool guy. But
I'm in a box of rocks.
yeah, and he was unfortunately one of those drivers that's not very good with money. So he didn't have a lot of money, And I felt bad for the guy, so I booked us a room with 2 beds, and I let him stay in the room with me overnight.
This is like trains, planes, and automobiles.
It is.
It really is. It sounds almost exactly like that. And
there was no pillow.
I remember before we left for this trip, I'm standing in the office messing around with the dispatch, joking around, waiting on this guy to show up.
Mm-hmm.
When he came in, the first thing he says to me, he introduces himself. He says, "We're going to get to know each other very well." I said, "Well, not that well."
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by very
this
well.
This is a 10-hour trip one way.
Yeah. So, anyways, this is basically the situation. When I left him in Winter Haven, we got split up because of the traffic, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got to the hotel at 10 o'clock at night. He didn't get there till 1 a.m.
Wow.
Traffic.
Where did he stop at? Traffic. What was he freaking Connecticut? Wow.
Where didn't he stop?
One of the cars can't drive more than an hour. Ooh, that looks like a good place to stop.
He can tell you every rural farm on the way up.
And I'm sitting there in the hotel room. I'm like, what the hell is taking this guy so long? I don't understand it.
Wow.
How did he not run out of time?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He did.
He never stopped he never started his clock.
He did. But we're not going to go into that because, self-incrimination.
Yeah.
But
I didn't see it. It didn't happen.
The names have been changed. Protect the guilty.
The guilty.
My clock, it's amazing that the truck I was driving at the time did not have a functioning ELD, so I had to do a paper log.
Well, hell, you could have turned that thing.
There's no such thing as running out of time with a paper.
Got all the time in the world.
Yes, sir.
It's one of them there.
You're very correct. I probably could have, but
hell, you could have been back home that morning. Hello, boss. We're done.
I honestly was expecting to be back that morning because we were supposed to team drive back.
Yeah.
So by the time I got there, I figured one of us would have our reset halfway done. Would have had our clock halfway reset so that the other one could start driving back and we could switch when the other reset's done, right?
Yeah.
Well,
good plan on paper.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So we get to the hotel, I finally go to bed about 1 a.m. I told him my time's coming back at this time. We'll go drop this truck off. Then we'll come back. Then we'll hop in the other truck and we'll start heading south. Right?
Like a bird for winter.
Yep. To Winter Haven.
Yes.
No, not to Winter Haven. I'm going back to Cocoa.
I'd go back to Cocoa.
Mm-hmm. So we head off. So we get going back. And remember how I told you the night before? I'm like, what is taking this guy so long?
Huh?
I found out what was taking him so long.
He had a movement.
He drove back because we got to Savannah, and I drove to Savannah, and we stopped because my hours were out of time. I didn't have any time left on my week.
Okay.
He had to drive.
You
It's
had a
4 hours
bigger
from
log.
Savannah back south, back to Cocoa, right? It took us 9. Because every hour he wanted to stop and stretch or go to the bathroom or whatever, and then when we're about 45 minutes away, he wanted to stop and eat.
At 45 minutes from home?
Yeah.
Be hungry.
Well, it's a little late to decide that. I mean, halfway home, stop and eat. Why wait 45 minutes? You might as well just go all the way.
Did he not have a life to get to outside of work? He had nothing to do, apparently.
You know, and I felt kind of bad for the guy because from what he was telling me his story, you know, his home life wasn't the greatest.
Do you think he's never home?
Does he have one? A home, that is.
That's why he didn't want to go home.
I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? I just want to get home to my bed because I no longer have a day off now.
Well, at least we know who John Candy and who is Steve Martin.
And I told him, so fine. So we get almost back to the place where we're supposed to go, and the guy didn't have a car, right? So he says, you mind dropping me off at my house and you can drive back on my clock? No, I'm not going to do that. I said, what I'll do, I said, let's get this truck back to the DC, turn the keys in. I said, I will give you a ride home. Which I did. Let's just say about a week later, he was separated from the company because of violations on his logs.
That's a nice way of putting it. He was separated from the company. It was a mutual separation.
He was unalived from the company.
It's like a divorce when they're different.
You know, I don't like to use the word, terminated, but
yeah.
And they asked me about him. I said, and they were asking me about it. They said, did you know he ran out of time going up there? I said, I had no clue. I said, my mission was to get to where I had to go, get my butt in a hotel room and chill.
And go to bed.
Because I wanted to get home.
Yeah.
Do your 10 hours off and go.
That's it. 10 hours. That's all I need.
At 10:01.
The paper log. At 5 minutes after I dropped that truck off, it's 10 hours. 10 hours is up. I'm going.
10:01. I'm on the highway.
And
what the heck?
And that's when it really hit me that on our account we have a lot of different types of drivers.
Yeah.
A lot of us are like me, and they like to keep the doors shut. They like to run, get down there, get back up, go home.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of us that are that way. Then we got drivers like Chet.
Well, you gotta look at it this way. You know, you are in Florida, so majority of the company does have most of the 7 dwarfs working for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Things move a little slower in Florida.
Sleepy, bashful.
Dopey.
No, this guy wasn't moving slow. This guy was dead behind the wheel.
Yeah, he stopped.
Coming back, he was texting and driving behind the wheel.
Say it ain't so. A guy like that, I find that hard to believe. Wow.
And I got back and
laptop open, watching a movie.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I can't believe I'm watching this.
I can't believe he's doing it when you're sitting there. That's what
we don't have driver facing cameras, so what does he care?
No, but the idea that you're sitting there, you're watching him do this.
You're the driver facing camera. It's like, what the heck? Dude, no, that's crazy. That is crazy. But every company has drivers who, and I don't mean the texting part, but just the guys that stop, the guys that don't keep moving.
Yeah, they're called hourly paid employees.
Yeah, because it's funny. I was fueling my truck, and one of the guys came over, big tall guy, comes over and he says, you back already? I'm like, yeah. And I saw him in the morning. He said, you really kept that thing moving. I was like, yeah, I get paid by the mile. I'm not paid by the hour. I'm not. If I can do this in 10 hours instead of 12.
Going across 78, I passed like 6 city guys, and they're like 4 under the speed
in the
limit.
right-hand lane, just.
Oh, you're really moving. Yeah. I don't get paid any extra.
Try getting paid like I'm getting paid, and you'll keep moving too.
Yeah, and that's the point. Because and the whole way up, I'm on the phone with this driver. We're talking back and forth, right? And he was asking me. He says, Aaron, and he asked me, how are you getting the miles that you're getting? I'm barely getting anything. I told him, I said, because I keep moving.
Yeah, you keep the door closed. Like
I said, I keep the door closed. I keep my foot in.
10 hours of sleep.
Yep. Yeah.
I said, I sleep for 10 hours. I get up, I go.
Yeah. So you got to do. In this business, that's what you got to do.
You got to tell that dude the motto of the show: keep the hammer down in the hammer lane. You got to keep it moving.
And with the way that it works with our loads, when you do an out of state like that and you come back the next morning, if you have time on your clock and you want to take a shorter route, that like you're going maybe an hour away from the terminal and coming back and then going home, you can do that. I've had nights I've done that before.
Silence on this side.
Yeah, no, anything extra. My run is done. I'm going home.
I got enough with what I do. I don't need to carry you.
I don't even get asked anymore. They're like, "Who's that coming in?" Nope.
We're all old. Yeah. We're all in our 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
So we're like, we save that work for the young guys who are willing to say, yeah, okay, I'll do it. I got another 2 hours.
We ain't hungry no more. We've been fed.
When I first started with this company, I was that way. I was hungry. I was always gung-ho, let's go. We're going to run the clock out. Then I had the baby.
It does change a lot. Your life just totally.
And then it turned into, you know what? I don't feel like taking a second load today. I'm just going to go home.
Yep. I made enough money. I'm good.
Yep.
I say that some days after 90 miles. Just send me home.
I only work 3 hours. Perfect.
Exactly. I just
and see,
I'm ready to go home. I was like, okay, I had enough for today. These people.
And that's the beautiful thing about my job. If I decide to take a short route that day, or if I only drive a short distance, I can go home, and then the next day I can make it up and take a longer load.
There you go.
I don't always have to take the long loads. When I was younger, when I first started with the company, I was hungry and always wanted to.
Right.
But then we moved back in with my in-laws and the bills kind of got and things.
It's not like the expenses aren't there.
Well, the expenses are there, but they're not as bad.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's not as high. It's not costing you.
Yeah, that mortgage, that really puts a damper on your money situation.
Slow the roll. I'll tell you that.
So, and I remember I would do that. There were times that when I first started, I'd come back. I'd go in. I'd come back. I'd run another load. I'd come back. I'd run a third.
Look, I got my paper log. I can still go.
One more.
I did it in pencil, so I can go somewhere. I can just erase that.
And when the busy season started, or when our first busy season started, they loved the fact that I would do that.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
I'd run 4 trailers out of that DC before some of our guys would run the first.
Wow.
Sounds like Uline.
Yes. Sounds like, one of your partners in crime at night.
That goes the same place.
We're going to protect the guilty again.
Well, and I remember
idiots.
I remember in one of the first episodes of Hammer Lane Legends, Tony used to talk about when he first started at Pitt, Ohio, he was the same way. And then he had drivers that would tell him, it's going to wear you down, man. It's going to wear you down. Just wait. Just you wait.
Yep. Not only.
And now I know exactly what he's talking about.
Yes.
Happens to everybody.
Yes, it
You're
does.
welcome.
Yes,
it's been a learning experience for you.
It is. And not only is it that it wears you down, but and I don't mean anything against the companies, because they're looking for drivers who are willing to do that, who are willing to work like crazy. Mm-hmm. But they begin to expect it.
Yep. And that's the problem.
First time you start saying no, they don't like that. And I understand it. What do you mean no? You did it before.
If you don't think they don't like that when you just say no, You just then tell them, I'm going to work as fast as the slowest person here.
Which can be slow.
You never saw somebody that could put the brakes on.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit there and purposely drag my feet.
Oh, I've tried. Boy, I've tried.
Nobody can drag their feet that slow.
Oh, no.
They can.
And to tell you the truth, I don't know how some of our guys do it.
I don't either, dude.
We ask that same question every night.
There are those guys everywhere, and you're like, you realize your mileage, right? You realize you're getting paid mileage. You're not getting paid on our for what we do, line haul. It's mileage, and we got guys who they just drag their feet. I'm like,
here's the old statement: if the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning.
Amen. We got guys who it takes them all night to do just what somebody else can do in 10 hours, 9 hours. It takes them all night to do. And you're like, you're not getting paid any more for this. You're actually getting your hourly rate by dragging your feet and doing what you're doing. I don't get it, but whatever.
And in the state of Florida, we have what's called an 80-hour clock.
Uh-huh.
So instead of your conventional 70-hour clock,
it's the sunshine.
We have a clock where you can run 80 hours.
Right.
So your day gets extended by 2 hours, basically.
Right.
But the only way that works is if you stay in the state of Florida.
Wow.
And if you go out of the state of Florida, you have to have a 34-hour reset before you can go onto that clock.
More rules and regulations, state by state.
Right?
Keep it.
Yeah, but I mean, think about this though. Just where he is, you leave Miami and you got to go all the way out past Tallahassee, all the way out the Panhandle.
That's forever.
That's not like a 3-hour drive.
Right.
It's not a Gilligan Island trip.
No,
you might get stranded.
3 hours.
If you got to go all the way out to the Panhandle, turn around, or come all the way back from the Panhandle to the, Miami, little Havana there, wherever down that way.
Yeah.
Takes 5 hours to cross our state.
I mean, think about it. Just crossing the border from Georgia into Florida, if you got to go to Key West, you're still looking. You're still looking at some time.
That's where I want to wind up living at, like Key West or Miami.
Well, you got to take up sport fishing because that's the only thing goes on down there.
I said that's where I want to wind
drinking.
up. So when I'm retired.
Yeah.
Brian, where you want to move when you retire?
Yeah.
Move to West Melbourne.
Australia?
No.
Down
right off one there. Jeez.
I was just freaking kidding. Holy Moses.
Out where I'm at, it's a good area. It's not bad. It's not a big community, but it's perfect for where I live.
It's the whole hurricane thing that scares me about Florida.
Oh, come on. It's just a little wind blowing.
We get snow up here. I'd rather have a hurricane. Well,
the snow falls on your house. Hurricanes take your house. So,
you get a new house every couple of years.
Which, snow. Which
some of them, they're mobile homes. They blow away easy. You can get a new one easy.
Wheel one out, wheel one in.
When it goes.
You just don't have a lot of possessions. This way, when they leave, they leave. You get a new one.
Which brings me into another good story that I had. Do you remember back when the whole thing was going on with the big freeze over in Tallahassee? Ironically, if you remember in that time, President Trump was trying to change the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America.
And that's what happened now.
They said, and somebody uttered the phrase, hell will freeze over before they change the name of the Gulf of Mexico into the Gulf of America.
Yes, it's going to get cold this year.
Apparently Tallahassee froze.
I heard the devil's put in his order for a parka.
and guess what happened?
Hell froze.
Southern Georgia and northern Florida got hit hard with the snow and the ice.
It's just nice that they participated in winter that year.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That was the same. Wasn't that this year when Tennessee got it and they shut the state down because they only had one plow truck?
I know.
And
some
it was
people,
broke.
Yeah, I know. Apparently, they just got it. They had to put it together. It was it came unassembled.
They got a snowplow.
And I remember
it wasn't together when they got.
Put it together. Freaking A.
And I remember they were actually paying us premium pay to take these loads into these states where it had been snowing. Because a lot of our guys that run the out-of-state loads refuse to go because of ice on the ground. Because ice on the roads and the snow. They've used the magical phrase of "I don't feel safe."
I mean, I feel like that most days.
Well, that's every day I go. I don't feel safe. These Jersey drivers are
technically, if we're being technical, we run on what's called a forced dispatch system, meaning the load you get is the load you get. You have to do it, unless you're a good negotiator with your
how all trucking works.
Basically, yeah.
Talk to some of my negotiating skills.
So I remember me and my buddy. I got another good friend that works overnight with me. His name is Joe, right? Which ironically, my boss's name is Joe. So when I talk about him, I got
Joe. How you doing?
We got a Joe.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I forgot about
one of your favorite people.
Yeah.
So I remember he had a load that night going to Tallahassee with the big freeze.
Uh-oh.
I said, "Oh, good luck."
Load of frozen food.
I had a load that night. My load was very easy. It was a Jacksonville, Brunswick, Georgia. Then I would go up to a place called Bloomingdale, Georgia, which is in Savannah. I would sit there for 10 hours, pick up my backhaul, and come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very simple load. I've done that route dozens of times. Nothing new for me, right? My buddy Joe has very bad luck when it comes to truck selection.
Oh.
Schlep rock.
Like, let's just say that this poor guy, every truck that we have that has like major problems, he finds. And he never finds out those problems until he gets about 200-300 miles away.
He's like a drug sniffing dog. He can sniff out a problem in a truck like nobody's business.
Found it.
Well, and in a lot of our older Freightliners at the time, a lot of the Freightliners that we had didn't have cruise control.
Holy crap.
And every time he got into a Freightliner, he got into one that the cruise never worked on. Oops. He got into a truck. He came in that afternoon to get his truck, or that night to get his truck. I had already came in, got my truck, and left, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm very selective on what I drive. For that reason, and because I take such good care of our equipment, they usually kind of help me out a little bit if you catch my drift. So I had a brand new
10 tires.
that specific night, I had a truck. I had a brand new Freightliner. It had maybe only a couple thousand miles on it.
Wow.
We had just gotten that truck in, and they had told me, they said, "We're gonna let you take this truck. Are you gonna let me take it, or I'm going to take it?" I mean, I'm not taking anything that's not DOT safe, but okay. So, anyways, I get in my truck, I take off. And around about 3-4 o'clock in the morning, trucks start getting thin. The selection starts getting thin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, I came in at probably about 2 that morning. So I got in there just as there was still a few good trucks left. He had came in about 6 o'clock that morning.
The last one sitting in the corner.
The only trucks left were international sleepers. And on our fleet, international sleepers are the most hated truck for a reason. I don't know if you've ever driven an International.
Nope.
Day cab, not a sleeper.
Yeah, and how did that day cab handle?
Not good. It was a terrible truck.
Yeah. The seats aren't great. They shake and rattle like crazy. I mean, worse than the Macs do.
I was just gonna say, worse than Mac.
I loved my 9400, the International I had. That was a good truck.
There's a reason people call the International truck the 13-letter, crap spreader. If you catch my drift. And the truck he had gotten, he had told me the number of it. I think it was 202115. I said, "Oh, you got the Roach Coach." He says, "Wait, what?" He says, "What do you mean the Roach Coach?" I said, "You'll find out."
Oh, that's not good.
You got friends. You just don't know it yet.
I told him, I said, "You got co-drivers."
Yes, sir. You got a bunch of them.
You got snacks walking around.
And ironically, he went up to where he was going, right? And our trucks have idle timers on them, so they don't idle all night. I mean, you can put on the app to idle, but when it's below 30 degrees, when it's below 80 degrees, that crap ain't gonna work. Ain't no good anyways. The truck he had selected had no bunk heater, didn't idle, and yeah, he had some little friends with him all night.
Those are there to keep you warm. That's what that's about.
How does a Roach get in a truck?
How does Ant get in a truck?
You really want to know? You really want me to answer that question?
There was a chicken in the door.
Okay, there you go. Half a chicken. All right, they found food.
Again, the things I find, this goes back to the things you find in trucks. I found, like I said, a half-eaten rotisserie chicken. I found women's underwear. I found urine bottles.
At least you don't have any panties on.
Well, no, you're not allowed to ask anymore, but maybe that was one of the drivers. You don't know how he identifies as.
Well, I found urine bottles.
See, take crap with you when you go.
Yeah.
Pack in, pack out. I found bags of that. I found bags of that too. I found bags of that in these trucks as well. I'm not joking.
And everybody laughs at me because all I do is walk in with a clipboard and a bottle of soda. That's all I get. That's it for the night. That's my survival kit.
And boob wipes.
Not even.
You know what I walk in with? A coffee mug. That's it.
Amen, brother.
More than my coffee mug.
Yep, that's all you need. Coffee.
That's all I need.
You're good to go.
And I remember we walk into this. I remember he calls me halfway through this load. Oh, yeah, I got delayed at the first store because of this. And then, the further I'm going up into Tallahassee, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
The weather. So I get to Tallahassee. So he says, I get to Tallahassee and, I start my 10-hour break because he's waiting on the backhaul from the other place, which it got canceled, naturally.
Oh.
So now he's basically taking a 10-hour break for nothing. When he could have turned that and came back the same day.
Right.
And you ever seen that old movie, Joe's Apartment?
I have.
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
Nope, I have. I've seen that movie.
And so I asked him, on the way back, I asked him that night, so are the roaches singing yet?
Right. That's funny.
And then, of course, halfway back home, the truck broke down on him.
Wow. Well, him and his family of friends.
So, and where he was,
get some kindling. Right. That's when you get some kindling going there and just burn her down.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Fuel line must have burst.
Well, and this is one of those, and thankfully where I was, my route intersected with his kind of coming back. So my boss told me, he says, just leave the truck there, pick him up and bring him home. Okay. So he goes to get in the truck. I said, make sure you shake out your bag and pillows and blankets first, because you're not bringing that in. You're not bringing those in here.
Yep.
No. 100%. First of all, it would have been, that goes on the catwalk.
Yeah.
With your clothes.
Everything you have another naked driver in your truck, you don't want that either.
No, he can be on the catwalk.
He stays out there too.
That's what
There's 2 spaces in the back there. I'll put the trailer heater on for you.
And I felt so bad for him because, like me, he uses a CPAP as well. So he was using his CPAP when the inverter blew up in the truck.
Oh.
It died. Oh, nice.
That means you got a mask on, just sucking it.
Oh, the sudden you get.
What's going on?
And
Can't breathe.
again, like I said, he has horrible luck. And I feel so bad for this poor guy. Because he doesn't sleep well at night. And it's just not... Some nights I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's not fair. That's bad.
That's when you can always look at your life and say, no matter how crappy my life's going, there's always one person you know. Oh, thank God I'm not him.
Yeah.
From the sucks to be you file.
Well, we have a saying, and I don't know if I'm really allowed to say it, so I'm just not going to bother with saying it.
We have an algorithm to catch everything bad. Go right ahead. Besides, but what you say ain't nothing what Chipper usually comes
right.
out with.
That's a freaking truth.
The saying is, I say his luck is so bad he could fall into a barrel of tits and come out sucking his thumb.
That conjures up an image.
Well, and he says no, and I told him that too. Your luck is that bad that this is exact. And I said that phrase. He says, "No, I don't come out sucking my thumb. I come out sucking something else."
Yeah.
Always got to be a prick in there somewhere.
And that's what I love about the guy, and that's what I love about this guy is that he tries to make light of his own bad situations.
Wow.
He's one of the
You have to, or you can be very depressed.
And,
A man's got to know his limitations.
Yes, he does.
and and again, I can't say enough good things about him. He's such a great guy, and
that's why you feel, those are the guys you feel bad for. The guys that are actually really good guys, and they just seem to have this cloud over them all the time, or just bad luck. Yeah, they're like the old hee-haw song. If it weren't for bad luck, they'd have no luck at all.
And I really do feel bad for him because,
it is. No boo.
He sees me. He sees me with my wonderful wife and my daughter and my loving family, and all he really has to go home to is his mom and his dog. And
all he's got to do is write a letter over to Ukraine. He can get him one.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Mail him right over.
A mom or a dog?
Bride. Mail order bride.
And this is the same guy that decided to take a vacation down to Miami.
He lives in Florida. Why would you take a vacation to Florida?
You want to go where it's warmer.
Yeah, it's always warm.
He lived in New York at one point.
Lane's
a lot.
Yeah, there you are.
Well, and he told me, he said, and the whole time he's getting ready to plan his vacation, he's like, I don't know if I should go back to St. Augustine or go back to Tampa because he's been to both places and he loves them both. And then he decided, no, I'm going to go to North Beach in Miami. Okay.
Go to South Beach.
Do that. You do that. Now, me and this gentleman we both had the same runs at the same time. So we'd run together. Me and him had to pick up from the same shipper one night. And he swears that all his bad luck comes from me.
Oh, sure. Blame somebody else. Huh?
And let me explain this. So we go do our runs, right? We went to different locations, but we were picking up at the same place. So I said, all right, there's a truck stop in Richmond Hill, Georgia. We're going to stop there for the night. And then we'll both get up at the same time, pick up our loads, and we'll both go back to the same place, right?
Mm-hmm.
The specific routes that we're on, this backhaul is especially known for being canceled all the time. Which is great, because then you just wake up, drive 4 hours, and you're home. And you still get paid for the full load. So
I see where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
I wake up, and I'm having a perfect night. I had a perfect night going up, perfect night coming, damn near perfect coming back. I wake up, and I told him, and he's like, man, I really hope my backhaul gets canceled before he went to sleep, right? I wake up, I get that. I look down at my messages. Oh, backhaul's canceled. Come on back. Sweet. I asked him, did yours get canceled? No.
I knew it. I knew it.
and he had to go, and where he had to go is back to Winter Haven to drop off the backhaul, and then he had to drive another hour and 20 minutes back to us, back to Cocoa, right? None of us like going to Winter Haven because it's just miserable. Just the extended time it takes, it just makes your night longer. It's a clock burner, basically. So by the time you get back, you can't do another load even if you wanted to. And as I'm getting ready to leave to come home, and this is about 5 o'clock at night, there was a Stevens transport driver backing in beside him. And I'm watching him. And all of a sudden, I just hear crunch. And I'm laying on the horn, and my buddy's sitting there on his phone, doing his pre-trip stuff, and he hears that, and he looks over and he just throws his hands up like, what the? Thankfully, the guy didn't do any damage to the truck. He just pushed the mirror in, right? So I went out there, I pushed the mirror back out, I look at it, and it's a slip seat truck, it ain't nothing, don't worry about it. Right? And the driver that was in the Stevens truck is freaking out. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I looked at him, I said, dude, don't worry about it. I'm not going to ruin your night and ruin his night because you scraped the mirror. I said, it's not a big deal. Right? So we all mutually decided we're just going to let that go. And so I take off, start heading back. He takes off, goes to pick up his backhaul. Right?
Yeah.
And he gets there, and turns out he picks it up, starts heading south, stops at the truck stop we stayed at the night before, 20 minutes down the road from where he picked up. Trailer's overweight. Okay. I said, well, that's odd. So he turns around and goes back. Long story short, he went back and forth there 5 different times that night.
They can get the weight right, or
One was because when he went back after weighing it, and the way CAT scale works is you have an app on your phone, you can get a weigh ticket off your phone, right?
Oh, nope.
They told him, yeah. So they told him, oh no, we need a paper ticket. So he had to go back to the truck stop, re-weigh it again, bring back the paper ticket. Then they said, oh, well, we'll rework it. They put him in a door. 2 hours goes by. They rework him. He goes back out, and nothing's changed. So he goes back again, and they told him that night, they said, oh, well, we're not going to touch it till morning.
Wow.
Mind you, it's 11 o'clock at night.
So run it.
He calls the dispatch, and I would think dispatch would tell him, you know what, just bring in the empty trailer back. That's, the customer's problem, whatever, right? Nah. They told him, all right, well, just drop the trailer there, go find a place to park, pick it up in the morning.
How much overweight was he? Like, how much overweight was this load?
I'm not really sure, to tell you the truth. I couldn't tell you.
Is there any weigh stations between there and home?
Oh, yeah, there's 3.
Oh.
Is there a way around them?
No.
No, it's like,
Yeah, we try up here. We try to find a suitable way around some of them.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We try.
Down Florida, it's run by the agricultural department.
That's another.
Yeah. It's totally different.
Wow.
Is it marine and agricultural?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because
how do you know this shit? It's like I've been driving for almost 30 years. I don't know nothing apparently. I was like, how do you come up with this right off the top of your head?
Right out of his butt. Like, how do you know?
Am I that stupid or are you that smart?
Or is he just that old?
I'm just that old and I'm that street smart. That's I got t-shirts. I got boxes of t-shirts for different subjects.
And I remember, and again, this is one of those that I felt really bad for him because I started at 6 o'clock that night. I made great time getting back. I got home at 10 o'clock. I was at home by midnight.
Wow.
He's calling me. I am so effing done with this and blah. He's like, I'm just gonna quit. Wow, okay. And I'm talking him down. I said, dude, you don't want to leave the truck there. That's abandonment, and you don't want to do this. So finally, I get him calmed down. He goes to a truck stop, spends another night out. So now a 1-night trip has turned into a 2-night trip. And the dedicated account that we're on only gave him an extra $60 for all the trouble he went through.
$60 for an entire day. He got us. That's BS.
Yeah.
And I felt,
What too?
and oh well, to make it worse, on his way back, he blew a tire on the trailer.
Oh God, this guy. I don't want to be anywhere near this dude.
Nope. Wow.
All I can say is wowsy, wowsy, woo woo. He is leprock.
Oh my word.
And he's one of these drivers. He didn't get into driving because he loves to drive. He got into it because he thought he was going to make a lot of money.
$60 a day, righteous bucks.
Wow.
I mean, now his luck has changed. Now that he's
Can't go. Oh, I guess it can't get worse.
Don't say that.
I was like, forget. Knock on wood.
He doesn't go to Winter Haven as much.
Any place called Winter Haven doesn't deserve his time.
If it's got the word winter in it, I already don't like it.
Word.
But it does have
Poor
heaven
guy.
in there. Or
Haven.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a safe haven. No, it's not.
Maybe it's a haven from winter.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And again, it's just one of those. I never minded doing those Winter Haven loads, but why am I doing their work?
Good.
We got our own DC. You know what I mean?
100%.
I'm sure the company's making a little extra scratch off of that. Maybe you aren't making a whole lot of. Somebody's getting paid. That's why it's being done.
Well, you know how much we make off a backhaul? An extra $10.
Really? That's it?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
You know how much I make off a backhaul? Absolutely nothing more than what I make. Just same straight mileage. That's it.
Long as it's miles, it doesn't matter if there's freight in it or not.
And
The mileage is the same.
Yeah, I'm just as
I
good.
just make it home a little bit quicker than going up.
Yep. 100%.
Well, maybe. It's got traffic.
Depends on the day, the time, and
But the DC that I work out of, we're paid differently than some of the other DCs are.
They use Canadian money.
Because some of the other DCs actually, we make more money than a lot of the other DCs do. A lot of our drivers do. Because of the way we're paid. We're paid per load, per mile, per stop. A lot of the other drivers are just paid by mile and stop, not per load.
But I'm sure the mileage rate's different.
Yeah, their mileage rate is different.
I would hope it's not 11 cents a mile.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not. But a lot of the guys from like these other DCs that we work under, they want to come work in our DC.
Mm-hmm. Was there? They're all the same company, right?
It's the same company, yes.
Well, I think simplify crap and just everybody gets paid the same. Maybe the pay rates are different depending on what state you're in, cost of living and all that. But the pay scale should be the same.
Yeah, and how they pay. But anyway, it's not my company.
Yeah, mine either.
Yeah.
Not my circus, not my monkeys.
Yep, exactly.
Uh-oh. Did he freeze? Breaker 19.
You still there, Aaron?
Uh-oh. More than their technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
He's out.
He's had enough. I open my mouth. I don't want to hear that dumbasses. Yeah, I think he's gone. That's frozen.
You might want to shoot him a text. Please stand by.
We no longer can hear you.
He probably forgot to plug in his phone.
Yeah, it's gonna look real nice when you go to plug in the phone. I see your big palm go over all the cameras.
Yeah, well. Yep, he's totally gone.
Yeah.
I saw you fishing around for a cord. I'm like, either the computer's about to die, or and I look up at the camera. I said, "There's nothing going in the camera."
And that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, I wonder how much, because I know it was full, but I mean, I had it setting on the desk for like a couple of days.
Yeah, it's not a new phone either. So
yeah, I didn't want to play that game just in case. So,
well, this might be the end of this episode.
Yeah,
might be.
Well, what did we learn today? We learned that I know a couple things.
Yeah. You know a bunch of crap that I don't know how the hell you know.
Useless shit.
He knows a bunch of crap that, the crap that he knows, and $3 will get him a cup of coffee. And
pop culture, movies, he has no idea.
No.
The state regulations and the Fish and Game Commission in Florida, he knows all about.
Agriculture.
Yeah, whatever. You call it what you want, we'll call it what we want.
Yeah, Wendy, she works at the agricultural division in Melbourne, Florida. How do you know that?
Hey, back. There he is.
Sorry, the phone died on me. Apparently, iPhone doesn't work.
That too. He is like a prognosticator of information. Shipper called out. He didn't plug his phone in either.
Would you like a proctologist? Is more like not a prognosticator.
Would you like to know the Powerball winning numbers?
Yeah, let me write this down.
How do I rotate this camera so everybody can
just turn it sideways?
Like that?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll just go like that.
Yeah. I'm trying, I don't know. That's a good question. What kind of phone you got? An iPhone or an Android?
iPhone.
Yeah, if you turn it like that, it should do it by itself.
Yeah,
but I don't know. This particular
let me see if the orientation locks on.
Okay.
This stupid phone.
No,
well,
still
I'm
on,
heard, but my screen showing you guys is not.
Aaron joined in the portrait orientation. You might want to switch over to the landscape mode.
Look at him talking landscape.
Well, he's just reading it off the computer.
Right from there, for Christ's sake.
He didn't know that. This is part of that technical stuff. No, nothing. But the Fish and Game Commission in another state, he knows.
Involved with this, so they don't know. Good Lord.
I slept at a Holiday Inn last night.
That's only because Lisa kicks you out.
Won't be the first time.
Yeah,
for whatever reason, my phone doesn't want to cooperate.
Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. We're almost done. So yeah, don't worry about it, dude. It's all good.
Anyways, I'm sorry. The battery died, and I guess the phone never warned me that the battery was going to die. So
no harm.
Oh, it warned you. It went red, but you didn't take notice to it.
No worries. Don't worry about it, Aaron. It's all good. Yeah, it's happened to us. Me.
We're professionals. We filled the time while you were gone.
Right.
We did.
So,
but anyway,
I think there's a couple more stories I got that. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, you're good.
So there's a couple more stories that I have to tell. One of my all right. So one of these stories goes back to, again, slip seating. The joys of slip seating a truck. You never know how nasty people can be until you got to drive a truck after them.
What are you trying to say? The seat might smell like ass?
Or be coated in grease, whatever.
Well, so on the specific account that we're on,
swamp ass, I'd love it.
So on the specific account that we're on, we do have some drivers that live in their trucks full time. They have their own truck that they live out of, right? The company gives them a truck to drive and whatever.
And their address is truck TU 19743.
Sure.
It's the mailing address.
And so, anyways, we had this driver. He was in this Burgundy Freightliner, Cascadia, truck number 221835. Still driving around to this day. They gave him when our brand new Volvos came in. They gave him one of our brand new Volvos, right? Now let me paint a picture for you. This gentleman. He's a pretty large individual.
I was going to go, he's just a large individual, about 450, 500.
No, yeah, you'd be about right. You'd be probably about right on the weight. I mean, I'm not a small person myself.
I'm going home now. because I'm going to play the Powerball. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
So, anyways, this guy, he gets this brand new truck, right? And what happens is when an assigned driver gets a brand new piece of equipment, the truck that he was driving goes into our slip seat account, goes onto our slip seat side, right? So that means it basically gets slip seated, so it gets put into there, and then we take one of our older trucks and send it off to be traded out. Well, the gentleman had this truck since brand new. He was a multi-million-mile driver. The problem was, again, he was a larger individual, right?
Mm-hmm.
He lived out of that truck, and he didn't shower maybe but once a month.
Oof.
Wow.
So the headliner is rather scratch and sniff.
Oh, man, come on.
They had...
Scratch and sniff. That's going to stay with me now.
So what ended up happening with this truck
Oh.
is they had to have a professional cleaner come in 4 different times. And they still couldn't get the stench to go away.
It was rubbed in.
And my boss and I heard my boss talking about this one day. He says, "I don't know what to do with this truck." I said, "Remove the seats, remove the mattress. You're going to have to scrub it down top to bottom." And I said, "That's probably still not going to work."
You're better off just lighting it up in a field. Just light it.
Keep the old truck and trade this one in.
Well, ironically, what ended up happening is that truck ended up falling victim to an electrical fire.
See that? Little help.
That might be a problem for YouTube right there.
But the owner...
Oh, yeah.
You're afraid to...
Better make a note. Check the time.
Yes,
Send that one to Tony.
For the love of freaking faith.
The odor coming from this truck was so strong. I kid you not. The odor from this truck was so strong that I was parked next to it one day. My windows are up, my AC is on, and I can still smell the odor from that truck seeping in through my window.
That's a good way to get rid of employees you don't want no more. Get them to quit. Assign them that truck.
Yep.
And I remember the girl they assigned it to one day. She went to get in, and I was parked right next to her. She opened it and instantly threw up on the ground. Yeah, well,
yep.
I mean, how do you explain this to our corporate office? Why this truck has been inactive for so long?
That's an HR complaint there.
It's either that or she had a little case of morning sickness. I don't think she was pregnant.
No. There was one day they wanted me... They were going to have me take that truck up to South Carolina and trade it in. I told them, no way.
I'm not doing that. So what's wrong with the truck? Can it drive? Oh, it drives fine, but nobody wants to drive.
Oh, it drives. It's got that smell-o-vision in it.
It's got the scratch and sniff.
There's like 75 pine trees hanging from the dash. It ain't making a difference.
Again, they had a professional cleaning service come in 4 times, and they couldn't get it clean. We have a lady that cleans our trucks out. She took one sniff at it and said, "Oh no, no,
oh no, no." You as someone else.
It was like that lady Rosa off of Family Guy. No.
He been in here too long.
We just burned it down.
And I don't mean that to poke fun at somebody's weight or anything. I mean, I understand, but is it really that hard to take a shower?
Place.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a car wash. Spend $1.25 and hose yourself down.
We got a free show. We got free showers there. Is it real? And this is one of those guys. He'd walk into the dispatch office, everybody would leave.
I
wonder why.
It's like Charlie Brown, the pig pen, the cloud just following him everywhere he goes.
Oh, I kind of think they know he was coming before he got there.
He was the only driver, and still is the only driver, whose paperwork is sitting in the window when he walks in.
Don't come in the office.
Just take that. Right
so there's the key. Yeah. Smell a little bit, and your paperwork gets ready, boys. So when you go to Ross, just don't shower for the week.
Just standing there with your armpits up in the air. Go ahead, my paperwork done now.
How about now? Yes.
I can understand being out on the road, not being able to shower every day, but there's opportunity.
There is.
There's baby wipes.
Try turning your phone or dude wipes. Still nothing. Okay, here's what you do. Hold your phone like you're looking at it. Take your finger from the top right corner and just swipe down.
Right.
I don't know if there's supposed to be there's a little lock. If you look at that.
He said he checked that, the orientation lock.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lock is on, lock is off.
And it still doesn't flip in.
Well, hold on, I think I know what the problem is.
Nope.
My Wi-Fi was connected, and the Wi-Fi in my house is not that great.
Oh.
Did that do anything?
Nope, you're still on portrait. So we try, because I know Jack will say something to me about it.
What does Jack care?
I don't know.
He ain't producing this.
I tried.
Don't worry about it. I decided to take a look and see, because I don't even know how to make it happen until I looked it up, and I was like, oh, okay, that's how you're supposed to. But I don't know. It didn't work, so. But we're good. Anyway.
Tony uses editing magic to make it look good. Maybe he can crop.
Oh, now my first Christmas Eve working on this account, it was my daughter's first Christmas Eve, right? Normally, I don't work Christmas Eve.
No, but I only know one jolly red jacketed fat man working
Easy
that
for
day.
you to say.
Yeah.
Are you talking about me?
Mike's dressed for it.
Mike's dressed for it.
So
Santa showed up
I ain't
today.
very jolly though, so probably not.
And here was the thing: is that we're supposed to be closed Christmas Day, right?
Huh?
And the load that they gave me, I was supposed to take a local load the night before Christmas Eve. So I get a phone call about an hour before I'm supposed to come to work. Hey, buddy, I need a favor.
Uh-oh.
Somebody needs canned ham.
I just looked at my wife and she instantly knew, so she just started packing a bag.
That's a good woman.
So, and it was one of those runs. It wasn't a hard load. It was a North Charleston load. Go to Bloomingdale, pick up the backhaul, come back. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's ready.
If it's ready. Well, no, it's usually ready.
And it don't cancel.
And they're there because it's a holiday week.
Right. Absolutely.
I get to the DC. I pick out the truck that I'm going to take, which was a Kenworth sleeper. Nice truck. The only truck we have in our fleet that does 69 miles an hour steady.
Oh, okay. And
I didn't know that when I got it. So I go up, do my delivery in North Charleston. I start heading back. I stop about maybe 20 minutes from where the backhaul is, and I take my 10-hour break. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When I wake up, it's about 30 degrees outside and raining sideways.
That's exciting.
I go to the backhaul location. I pull up to the front gate. I set the brakes. And I do like I normally do. I walk into the guard shack. They forgot when I picked up this truck, they forgot to tell me one minor detail that I wish I would have known.
Uh-oh.
Don't shut it off.
No, the truck was running still, and the windows were up, and the heat was on. I walk back out to the truck.
Yeah.
Doors are locked. What the? I didn't lock this. They're not supposed to lock on their own. This truck was known for that.
Well.
A note on the dash might have helped out a little bit there.
Yeah, you would think. So.
Rock on the side of the road helps also.
Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So
jumping ahead,
all I
Chipper.
had on me was my watch at the time. So I call my dispatch on my watch, and they told me, "Oh, you gotta contact our roadside department." So I contact our roadside department. This goes back and forth for about 3 hours in the freezing rain. I'm cold. I'm blocking the gate to this place, right?
Wow.
On Christmas Eve. So finally, the best answer they came up with: smash the window out.
Wow, it took them that long to say that.
Smash the window out on the passenger side. Because they said, well, they asked me, they said, the trailer that you're picking up, is it loaded? Yeah, it's loaded. Oh, well, you could have climbed in the reefer and turned it up to 45 to about 70 degrees and hung out there until we can get somebody out to you.
But you're still in their gate. Like,
well,
it doesn't move the
they
truck.
had room to go around me to the other gate. But the fact is, I'm still there. It's Christmas Eve.
Right.
100%.
People are going home.
And you're breaking the law by idling the truck.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
But no, by this time, the idle timer had cut in and shut the truck off, but I have the lights on and the flashers on. And
yeah, great.
Yeah, we're going to need road service anyway, but, bring a hammer and a jumper cable.
Eventually, we get down, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to smash the window as a very last resort to this, right?
No, it would have been first for me.
It would have taken me 3 hours.
So, anyways, I finally get to that point. My boss finally gives me the go-ahead, okay, smash the window out. No sooner did I smash the window, the passenger side window out of this truck, another one of our drivers pulls up behind me.
With a Kenworth.
No, he had a Freightliner at the time, a Freightliner. And he asked me, he says, did I just see you do what I think you just did? Yeah. He says, what truck is that? So I told him the number, 1734. He starts laughing. I said, what's so funny?
They just put that window in last week.
No, he tells me, he says, I had that truck the other day, and it did the same thing to me. I said, so what did you do? He says, I called roadside. They came out and cut a key for it, and he pulls the key out of his pocket.
Wow.
And that was not even 5 minutes. That was right as I was smashing the window out, he pulls up.
Wow.
I had to drive about 350 miles back with a busted window in the freezing rain on Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Shit, it's got some shrink wrap and wrapped around that door and closed. At least it would have helped a little bit.
You can't. It's nighttime. I did that. I can't see out the window.
You got to see the mirror. You know what I'm hearing?
Stay in the right lane.
The next time they say, "Hey, we got an extra run for you." Nope, you don't. You got to run for somebody else. It sucks to be you, but it's not me.
Aaron don't do favors.
No, I'm with you. Brian don't do them either.
That whole window thing, we first started getting trucks in with the power locks and everything. Mm-hmm. My elbow climbing out of the truck would hit it all the time. That's why I started. After the second of those little wing windows on the passenger side had to be broken, I started carrying an extra key.
Well, we're not supposed to do that.
That's why.
What? I didn't say nothing.
That's why when I back up,
extra what?
I heard it from a friend.
Both my windows go down. It's just a freak thing.
Yeah, the windows work, the radio doesn't.
I don't care. At least I'm not getting locked out.
That's true.
And then I pull around and I park, and Bart's always saying, "Why do you keep the windows down?" I'm like, "Because I'm backing into the dock." He says, "Well, you can't."
I do the same thing.
Well,
I do the same thing.
I do that in case the door, I get out and the door's locked. I can reach in. No window breakage of any kind is necessary.
Well, we're supposed to have spare keys to all the trucks under the catwalk or under the hood. Somebody had a bright idea to take them all out.
Well, that doesn't help.
For safety.
Yeah.
That doesn't help when I'm 500 miles away from home.
We had that with the company I worked for before. Their bright idea was,
who'd you work for before?
You know who, the other the black sheep side of the family, and they decided to hot glue all the keys in the ignition.
What?
Yeah. Well, let me hold on, Aaron. Let me get there. They hot glued all the keys into the ignition. I said, Can I have a word? Yeah, what's your problem? What are we supposed to do when we have hazardous material and we're on the side of the road taking our lunch?
Right.
We're supposed to have the keys removed. How's that working out for you?
Damn it. We got to get the torch out and get all the keys out.
No shit. By the end of the week, they all were out.
They all
had to replace locks, ignition switches,
That's what I was going to say.
the key switch.
They went broke putting new ignition switches in, but
It was a good idea in theory that we wouldn't lose the keys anymore, but poor application. Okay, back to Aaron.
And that truck's still driving around today. I think it's got about 500,000 miles on it now,
and about 10 new windows.
Right?
No, it hasn't. It hasn't happened since.
They can start putting plexiglass that you can pop out on the side there.
It hasn't happened since. But my buddy Joe ended up taking that truck one night.
In case of emergency, you get locked out. Look in the sleep. Look underneath the cloth.
Well, I told him about it, and he's laughing. Right? He took that truck. He says, "What dumbass locks their keys in the truck?" I said, "You just don't understand it." He took that truck and he was hooked up to a trailer, getting ready to go out of the gate with it, and locked his keys in the truck.
Whoops.
So did you talk to him and say, "How you doing, dumbass"?
Well, he told me. He says, "Thank God somebody had left a wire hanger there to pop the door open." I said, "You're welcome."
At this point, wouldn't the company just fix the door lock?
Just give everybody a spare key for that truck.
Or I don't fix the truck.
Fix the door lock. But they wouldn't fix it, and it's still
the
not
wire
fixed.
broken somewhere in the wiring harness.
No, it's somewhere in the door. It's somewhere in the door lock.
For 400,000 miles.
It's somewhere in the door lock, and the shop says, "Oh, all Kenworths do that." No, they don't. No, they don't.
Well, I've never seen a truck do that. I mean, I've seen a truck do a lot of things, but God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you.
My favorite one, now my absolute favorite story, is I had a Kenworth day cab that I had taken 3 hours south to Sunrise to do a delivery one morning, right? Mind you, this is about 6 o'clock in the morning. We're running short on trucks. And this is a truck that they had pulled out of the out-of-service box. And the truck's not out of service because of anything DOT related. It was out of service for some stupid reason.
Like the doors locking.
No, I think that this one was out of service because, the radio didn't work. Our drivers ride our trucks up for the dumbest reasons. Right?
Some people like to have a radio. Chip.
Not me.
So, I don't care. I hop in the truck, I leave, right? I get down to Sunrise. I back into the dock of the store. I get done unloading. Mind you, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning at this point. I had left around 3. So, there's already a driver at the store, and he's taking his 10-hour break. So, he's sleeping there next to the dock. Right? I didn't even know this was possible. I start up that truck, and the air horn kicks on.
Wow.
And it won't shut off.
Security system.
Because you left the door open.
And the air horn won't shut off.
Wow. That's freaking weird.
That's what I said, and this is a brand new truck. We've had it maybe a month, and it's doing this. What the hell? So, I had to drive 3.5 hours down the road.
How'd you have enough air brake pressure? Horn blowing all the time.
And my buddy Joe's on the line with me, and he's laughing because you'd hit a bump, it'd cut off. You'd hit another bump, it'd cut back on. And the whole way back, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Wow.
And,
that wasn't international, right?
No, it was a Kenworth day cab. It was a brand new Kenworth that we had at the time.
Oh, manual, like switches.
No,
the horn.
International had it right on the steering wheel.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They do. Because I want to turn my radio up and I blow the damn horn. Because I'm used to that's where it on my truck.
On the Max, yeah.
Scare the crap out of you in the middle of the night. All I want to do is turn the radio up.
Going to Cumberland, I used to do the air horn test going out 68. And just lay on it
just for the heck of it.
Yeah, because I figured it
Clear
was
out the
doing two
pipes.
things: clearing out the pipes, because on those older trucks they would clog up.
Yeah.
By the time I got to Cumberland, it's blowing like oil.
You hear the clump of crap fly out the front.
Yeah, and that I was deterring the deer. That way I was driving safely.
Or freaking them out, making them run out in front of you.
And I remember driving back, and I'm sitting there thinking, you know what would be horrible at this point? Is if I pull up behind like a group of Hell's Angels or a funeral procession or... I mean, it was horrible. I had people brake checking me left and right. I had people throwing things at my truck. There was nothing I could do.
Maybe climb up on the roof and snip the old layer line and maybe shove a screw in it so you don't leak air.
Holy Moses.
I thought about that, but then I thought about it some more, and I'm like, this is a brand new truck. If I do that, then I'll probably get fired. So I got back to the DC.
I got an answer for that. I don't think you'd really like it though. It has to do with some sweat socks.
I got back to the DC, and my boss comes out laughing. At this point, he's dying, and I'm like, "What's so funny?" He says, "Pop the hood." I popped the hood. He pulled the plug. He pulled the wire. You couldn't have told me that when I called.
Yeah, how about it?
It's a visual thing. You wouldn't understand.
My ears were ringing for like a day and a half after that. I've never even heard of a truck having that problem. Go on. I'll tell you what, I haven't driven. I every time I would come in after that, we had a dispatcher. He would make the noise. He would make that noise just to irritate me. Yeah. Okay.
Nice. That's helpful.
Can't hear a trumpet without start screaming. Ah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks. Real nice guy.
Yeah.
Man. Again, the joys of slip-seating trucks.
It is amazing, isn't it?
They don't tell you what's wrong with it. You start driving it. Oh, well, this is new.
All you have to do is look at the previous DVIR.
Yeah, we can't even do that no more. It's all on the phone.
It's all in the electronic. It's all on the tablet now.
You can show previous DVIRs, and it'll show it who wrote it up
with the trailer.
Sometimes
problem. Yeah, that comes up. Yeah,
our office staff has a bad habit of taking these trucks and putting them back on the board to be dispatched when we run out of trucks. Like, they won't do anything for DOT, like if something's wrong DOT-wise, but they will if it's something stupid like a radio not working or something like that, right?
Right.
Turns out somebody had written this truck up, and they just put horn not working.
Well,
no, it was working just fine.
It just wouldn't shut off.
Yeah. Wow.
And again, the guy could claim, I'm not a mechanic. I just know it's not working.
I just know it wasn't working.
What for?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, man. And when it comes to driving overnight, I love driving overnight. I mean, all of you are night drivers, right?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, they ain't.
Got 2 day walkers here.
Yeah.
He's the only one stuck at night yet.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Oh, shipper?
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was nice the difference is literally, figuratively, and literally night and day. It's crazy.
It is.
Daytime traffic is just, I haven't driven daytime traffic in 25 years. That was the last time I was a daytime driver. It was 25 years ago.
World.
It is a whole other crappy world. It is. It's
you got to learn patience.
And if you don't, you just
drive
go
yourself
insane.
nuts.
Yeah.
Well, and with the shift that I run, I get the best of both. I kind of get a mix of both, day and night driving. Because if I start at 2 a.m., I'm not getting off till 2 p.m. So I'm kind of in the middle.
Yeah. So you're catching rush hour in the morning, no matter what.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It just depends on the day, I guess.
Yeah. But it's a job.
It pays the bills.
It certainly does. That's it. It pays the bills.
It pays the bills.
You do what you got to do.
Well, it's been good chit-chatting with you.
Yeah,
We got to cut this short. We're going to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go inside and spend some time with my daughter now.
All right, that sounds good. Aaron, thank you so much for coming on. This was a blast. We had a great time. We did. Anytime you want to come back on, just shoot me another message, and we'll schedule you back on, dude.
Anytime.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, guys. You have a good night.
All right.
Just hang on for a second.
Yep.
That we make sure we got everything here. So,
well, anyway, we hope everybody enjoyed the show. We enjoyed the show. Shipper or Michael, Michael.
Michael, are you mad at me?
We're on all the social media applications. Check it out.
Share the show.
Share the show, whatever.
Keep
the
hammer
down,
down.
the hammer lane. Have a good night. Ciao.